Here, and we're back with another live stream. And this time, there's a lot more things to talk about in the sports world that have been going on lately with the NFL season, controversy over political beliefs or beliefs in any matter, actually. So, there's been a lot of things with the NFL, the kneeling. Obviously, there's been problems with that. The Baseball World Series is over. Astros win it. There's been a lot of things to talk about in the sports world that have been going on lately, and a lot of them are regarding the NFL or the MLB, being the World Series going on. Free agency is now going on the MLB as well, so new free agents are going to be signed. Teams are actually offering deals today. I think the Royals have offered a couple of deals to their players already. They extended a couple offers, and also I think the Twins or somebody made a move with some offers there. So a lot to talk to, a lot to talk about. NHL season starting, NBA season starting. Knicks look like trash. Rangers look like trash. We're going to get into all that right now. So, first of all, let's start off with the NFL. Obviously, Thursday Night Football. I know this is a little late, but Thursday Night Football last week. Bills-Jets. I know that was a big game last week, and I understand that. It's two of the divisional teams taking each other on. New York Jets, Buffalo Bills. It's a match every year we see, but this time it was the Bills coming out with the loss, and that was just heartbreaking for Bills fans like me. Obviously, you never want to see the Bills lose to the Jets, but it happened. It was terrible, but it happened. There's nothing you can do about it now, but just terrible playing out there for Tyrod Taylor. Which he didn't do that bad. He didn't do that bad. 21-34 was the final score. The Jets just had a little more power than the Bills. It's okay. It's okay that we lost the game. But anyway, starting with football, we're gonna get into a bunch more football here. Sorry about that. This is I'm getting all notifications right now. Sorry about that, guys. This is live, so anything's going on. So if I'm getting notifications, it's going to be live. Just saying. Those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the live stream. We're getting into some NFL right now. Week 9 action here. It's a big week. It was a big week, and a lot of things happened, including the Raiders winning. Well, I kind of like the Raiders. They're kind of my second favorite team. Including Monday Night Football tonight. There is another game tonight, and it is between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers, it's going to be a big matchup. Matthew Stafford against Aaron Rodgers, which Aaron Rodgers is not. We'll see about that. Aaron Rodgers is gone, I think, for the season, so we don't have to worry. Aaron Rodgers is done. So, two good teams going against each other. I will say that. Jordy Nelson, great player there. Pretty good two teams going against each other tonight, and that's Monday Night Football for you. Monday Night Football should be entertaining. It shouldn't be, boring games. Monday Night Football is supposed to be fun. Some of the Sunday night games, they can be boring. I understand. I like a lot of the Sunday night games. I get why people are bored of those games. They're kind of boring. I don't like. The Sunday night games are boring, I'll tell you that. But that will be in Green Bay, Wisconsin tonight. 8:30 p.m. is the start time for that game. So get ready for Monday Night Football between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Pretty good two teams going against each other. But getting into some NFL games here, take a look at the Giants this season, okay? What is going on with the Giants? I'll tell you that. What is going on with this team? 51-17, the final score with the Rams and the Giants Sunday. That was ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Have you looked at the Giants? They're not there. Nothing is there for this team. I don't understand what's going on with this team. But I've never seen the Giants in my entire life that I've lived. I've never seen the Giants do this bad in a season. They are so bad. It's just embarrassing to watch. For them for their sake. It's just boring. It's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing to the team anyway. I mean, God. Fumbling the ball, it's just not good. It's just not good at all. I mean, if you saw the game Sunday, it was just not a good game at all. 51-17, your final score. I mean, how do you allow that much to happen? How do you allow that offense just to get there? The Rams were just destroying the Giants on Sunday. 51-17, it's just amazing amount of points that they scored. It's just insane. I've never seen something like this. I mean, how bad the Giants are right now. I mean, we could look at the standings right now. Giants are not even close. Not even close to being anywhere. They are probably the worst team in the NFC. I mean, I could check. No, they're not the worst team in the NFC because, of course, you got the 49ers, which we'll talk about later. That's another team that's really not doing well. 0-9 on the season. That's really not a good record to start with. But anyway. But the Giants aren't too much better because they are 1-7. I mean, 1-17. The Giants aren't doing that great. I mean, it's not good at all this season, and it hasn't been there for them since the start of the season. There's been a lot of Giant fans complaining to me and to other people, just talking about it. You know, I've talked to a couple of Giant fans, and they're just unhappy with how the season is going. And I mean, they miss a little bit of Tom Coughlin. You know, Tom Coughlin was a pretty good manager, but they kind of miss him because the Giants aren't doing that great. The Giants aren't doing it well. So, I mean, Eli, he's not looking so good. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on with Eli Manning. But the Giants are just not there this season, and it's just it's just sad to watch. I mean, losing that bad, it's just sad to watch. You don't want to watch it because they're just sad. You know, it's really sad to watch. But there was some good games. I mean, the 49ers game wasn't that bad. I mean, I wouldn't say that the 49ers did that bad because they lost 20-10. It's not like they lost that bad to the Cardinals. But, I mean, and there was a game called, there was Redskins-Seahawks, good game as well, 17-14. Wasn't a bad score. Obviously, wasn't a blowout. You know, wasn't like one team just gains offense and that's it. Nobody wins. It's not like that. You know, like, it wasn't like that. Like, but there was a couple games where it was like that. You know, look at the Bengals and the Jaguars. I mean, that game was like that. 23-7 Jaguars was the final score of that game. That was ridiculous as well. I mean, that was just another blowout. Or you look at Broncos-Eagles. Broncos and Eagles, 51-23 Eagles was your final score. That was just ridiculous, you know. You never want to see a blowout. I mean, in football, to me, I feel like either I want to see a blowout or I want to see either I don't want to see a blowout. You know, I never want to see a blowout in a game, especially for a Super Bowl. Especially for a Super Bowl, because I never want to see a Super Bowl be a blowout. I want to see either a very high-scoring game for both teams, not just one team, or I want to see a very technical game, like a very, defensive game, like a lot of technique involved in the offense and defense. I want to see either a game like that or a very high-scoring game for both of the teams because, you know, it's not good. It's not really fun to see a blowout or a no-scoring game, you know, because that's annoying too. But, I mean, I wouldn't like to see a 0-0 game in the fourth quarter and they're just scoring in the fourth quarter. You know, I wouldn't want to see a game like that. But I'd like to see a game where it's low scoring or very high scoring because it's either the technique of the offense or the technique of the defense. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying here. I mean, 17-20 Panthers was the final to the Panthers-Falcons game. That's another game that I liked. I mean, they're not blowouts, you know. It's not one team just taking it all, just taking the offense and just running right down the field and scoring touchdowns every play, every drive, just scoring a touchdown. It's not like that for most of these games, but there were some in there that there were. I mean, the Raiders game definitely wasn't 27-24 Raiders. They beat the Dolphins. Wasn't that bad. But a lot of teams on bye this week. A lot of teams on bye. We'll go through the teams right now, actually. Patriots, Steelers, Bears, Chargers, Browns, and Vikings. All 6 of those teams were on bye week this week. And, I mean, not that bad. I mean, it is a lot of teams, though. It is a lot of teams on bye week. More than usual. But there has been weeks where there's been more than that. I mean, I think so, right? I'm not wrong. There has been weeks where there's been more teams on bye than usual. But this week was, I mean, it was a lot. 6 teams on a bye. I mean, that's pretty bad. But, Monday Night Football tonight, my guess is that the Packers are going to win because that's how they are. But Stafford could do well for the Lions. I mean, you could argue that. But I don't know. I feel like the Packers are going to win tonight. So you guys can comment what you think. I mean, Monday Night Football tonight. It's in Green Bay. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's... And the whole... And I'd like to, I mean... I understand, like, if people have beliefs, like, if they are believing in something, but, I mean, I don't want to... Like, I don't want to go politically, but I just don't want to, like... I don't want people kneeling to our flag because, I have people in my family that served in the military, and it's kind of disrespectful to me because, I mean, I don't like to go there, but, I don't care who you like, I don't care what president you like, it's not okay to kneel to the flag. It's just not. I mean, I don't agree with the flag kneeling thing. I never agree with it at all. It's not okay. I don't care what your political beliefs are. No matter you live in the United States, you shouldn't be kneeling to the United States flag. That's not right. It's just not right. It's very disrespectful to our country, and disrespectful to people like in my family that served for us and served their lives and risked their lives for us every single day in war for us. So I mean that's very disrespectful for what they're doing. I don't agree with it at all. But people are allowed to have their beliefs, and there's nothing you could do about it. I mean, there's nothing we could do about it. So, I mean, if people have their beliefs, I don't know. It's really not good, but there's nothing I could do about it, Alright, so now that we're done with some NFL here, obviously the NBA season has been starting. I mean, I know a lot of people haven't been watching because of the World Series and a lot of other things that have been going on, like NFL. I mean, obviously, a lot of people haven't been watching the NBA lately. I haven't heard much about the NBA lately from much people. I've been talking to a lot of people, but nobody's watching the NBA yet. Anyway, there's only 3 games on tonight. Miami Heat and Golden State Warriors, who are 7-3, by the way. Not doing that bad. The Warriors, yet again, having a great season. It's just the Heat are kind of in the middle. They're 4-5, not doing. I mean, they're not doing so great. But obviously, since the Celtics got Kyrie Irving, they have been dominant. 8-2 on the season so far. They are just dominant, and I think they are more than. I think they are definitely going to the final. I mean, I could say they're going to the finals. I think they are because they look like they're going to the finals. They look good. Everybody, they look good. I'm not gonna, Kyrie Irving. That's the 2 words I describe for the Celtics. Kyrie Irving, as they play the Atlanta Hawks tonight, who are 8-2, 2-8, so they're terrible. So that game looks to be a blowout tonight because it probably is going to be a blowout. I would guess so. But if we look at the standings right now, obviously the Knicks, my team isn't doing that great as of late, but I mean, there's a lot of new young guys out there, which I will say. Well, we did lose Carmelo Anthony, which, I mean, it wasn't a major setback, but, like, we probably shouldn't have just given him up like that. I mean, I feel like Carmelo Anthony's dominant now, and now we made a huge mistake by giving him up. But, I mean, now, we look pretty good with the rookies that we have and the young guys out there that we have on the court, but we're not the worst team like we used to be. I mean, we're getting a little better than we did last year because last year was just a disaster of a season. But we're getting a little better. I will say we're there. We're almost there. We're almost there. The Knicks are close to being a good team again, like they used to be, and that's what I want. Because that's what I need as a Knicks fan. The Knicks are starting to get a little better, and they're gradually getting better. It's not all there. It's not all there yet. But they have their rookies, they have their young guys in the court, and they're getting better. I will say that. But the team to watch right now is the Boston Celtics because they are just dominant. I don't know what happened to them, but once they got Kyrie Irving, it's just like fire went off, and they just are amazing, and they look amazing this season. I don't know what it is about this team. They just are amazing. I don't get it. I don't know what happened to them. So, I mean, that's basketball for you right now. Cleveland Cavaliers not looking so great since they lost Kyrie Irving. It's basically LeBron James, and that's it. I mean, that's basically what it's been for the Cavaliers since their loss of Kyrie Irving, and they've been pretty upset since then. I mean, they're not doing that great. I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, not doing that great at all. But anyway, I mean, that's really the NBA. I mean, just to talk about the Golden State Warriors, the Houston Rockets, and the Boston Celtics. Those are the three main teams to watch right now. Just watch those three teams, because if you want some good NBA basketball, then watch those three teams: Boston Celtics, Houston Rockets, and Golden State Warriors. Those are the three teams to watch right now. I'm telling you right now, those teams are good, and I'll tell you that. That's how I end the NBA discussion here. But I mean, I guess a major setback for the Celtics would be Gordon Hayward breaking his ankle. But I mean, it doesn't look that bad for them because they're still doing well. So I mean, they did lose Isaiah Thomas, which they had to give him up. They weren't going to go through the trade without giving up Isaiah Thomas, so they had to give up Isaiah Thomas. So that they couldn't not get rid of Isaiah Thomas. But anyway, I mean, that's NBA. That's really NBA for you. And also Lonzo Ball. I mean, Lonzo Ball is the other one to talk about. But Lonzo Ball, I mean, he's pretty good. He's good. But he's kind of annoying though. He's kind of getting a little in everybody's face about how good he is. I don't like that. I don't like players like that and how they act like that. Because it's not okay. I don't like when players act like that, when they shove it in everybody's face that they're better than them and all that. I don't like that. It's not really that great. All right, so let's go to some trade rumors here. Obviously, MLB offseason is here. We're ready. I'm ready for the offseason. Mets already signed a manager. Mets signed Mickey Callaway to be their manager, and they did sign a pitching coach the other day. And, I mean, there's been a couple options, been a couple contracts being signed around the MLB lately. The Cubs claimed somebody, I think. The Cardinals issued a qualifying offer today to Lance Lynn, which I think they did get him. So, but they did release Trevor Rosenthal, which it's not a big deal to release Trevor Rosenthal because he's getting old. It's not that big of a deal. Trevor Rosenthal isn't that bad, but you have to release somebody to get somebody. Lance Lynn. You want Lance Lynn, you get rid of Trevor Rosenthal. That's what I'm saying. The Cardinals were actually not that bad with that, releasing Trevor Rosenthal. Now he's a free agent, so anybody could sign him. I don't think anybody's really going to want him. I could guess a couple teams that would probably want him, maybe the Oakland Athletics or something like that for just their bullpen. Maybe something like that for them. But maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to see what he wants, what kind of money he wants. Because I don't think he's going to be that great. All right, So the Cubs are already making moves. Obviously they made a couple moves with the free agency. They signed a few guys. Corey Mazzoni, obviously they claimed him off waivers from the Padres already. So, they're making a few moves. The Cubs. But it seems like they know that they're not that great anymore. They weren't this year. They did lose to the Dodgers. That wasn't that great. But they're trying. They're still trying. The Cubs are still trying to win it here. They're trying to go back to where they were the World Series, which they want to win another World Series. I could tell because of the moves they're making already in the free agency, and the teams that made the most moves so far. Are the Cardinals. The Cardinals made a few moves already. So basically right now it's just qualifying offers. So there's not really much to discuss about qualifying offers. Just that teams want to re-sign their players. That's basically what it is. So, it's not much to talk about. Matt Wieters trying to get a player option. Obviously, that's something to talk about because Matt Wieters, he didn't do that great. So, I don't know why he wants a player option. I understand. No. I understand why he wants a player option. Because it's a player option you want. You always want a player option in your contract. But he doesn't deserve it. he didn't do that great this season for the Nationals, so he doesn't deserve a player option. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, he doesn't deserve a player option because he wasn't that great. I mean, another thing to really talk about though, there's another possibility here. There is no manager for the New York Yankees right now, so that's one thing to talk about right now. I mean, there's 3 guys that I would say that could be the New York Yankee manager. I mean, I was going with Brad Ausmus probably because Brad Ausmus is young and they want somebody young as their new manager. And I was going to go with also Raul Ibanez because Raul Ibanez said that he wanted to be a manager and he would be a good manager because he would help the hitters. He would be a pretty good manager. Also, here's a third option. Here's a third option for you. David Cone. David Cone, that could be another manager for the Yankees. I mean, you guys can discuss your thoughts, but I feel like there is a new Yankee manager maybe that should be a player. That should have history with the MLB. But one manager that didn't have history with the MLB, I mean, I guess Brad Ausmus. That would be another good manager for them because he's young. He's not that old. So they're looking for a young manager, and they're looking for a manager that needs to win. They're looking for a manager that wants to win in the postseason, so they need a new manager that needs to win. And that's the point of them signing a new manager because they don't want to sign a manager that's not ready to win and is going to be a bad manager and not have a good lineup. I mean, that's terrible, you know? You don't want that. You don't want a manager that's ready to lose. You want a manager that's ready to win, you know? The Yankees they're planning to win. They have their prospects coming up, and they already got their team all joined together. The Yankees are probably going to get a manager that's ready to win, and they're going to probably go pretty far. I mean, maybe even the World Series. I mean, I'm not kidding. This isn't a joke anymore. You know, teams are ready to win. This is it. You're ready to win a World Series? That's it. You get a manager that's really ready to win. The Mets, on the other hand, they got a manager, but they got Mickey Callaway. At least he's better than Terry Collins, I'll tell you that. Terry Collins was a losing mentality manager, I'll tell you that. He had a lot of losing mentality. And that is the main thing with the Mets. That was not good at all. I talked about this already. The losing mentality on that team. So, to get rid of Terry Collins is a big step for the Mets because he had a losing mentality. I mean, they didn't get rid of Terry Collins, but they stopped his managing. They don't want him to manage their team anymore. So, big free agency for Jay Bruce as well. Jay Bruce is another one. He is really another outfielder that could be signed this free agency by a big team because teams that are going to sign him are teams that are going to want to win. And I don't think the Yankees want to sign Jay Bruce, but the Blue Jays are talking about it. The Blue Jays are saying they were after Jay Bruce, the trade deadline during the season. They were looking to get him instead of the Indians getting him. But the Indians made a big move by getting him because look at what he did in the postseason. He was amazing, but the Indians did get eliminated by the Yankees, so there's nothing there. I mean, they did make it to the ALDS, and he was dominant. But, I mean, that wasn't that great. Another thing to talk about right now is teams trying to expand their payroll, trying to get rid of players that are costing them too much money. That's another thing right now in the MLB right now that is going on. And a main reason for that is because teams are looking to win, and they're looking to get rid of guys that are costing them money. Example for the Marlins. Marlins are trying to get rid of Giancarlo Stanton. See, Stanton is costing them a lot of money, and they want to get rid of him. So they want to get a little money free for their team so they could sign big players. You know, Stanton is taking up a lot of money. They want to get rid of him. And another team that I would think that might get Stanton is the Philadelphia Phillies because they have a lot of money back in their bank. I'm telling you, they're saving up for a big player. I don't know, man. The Phillies have been saving up, and I'm telling you, one day they're going to sign a big player, and everybody's going to be shocked. I'm telling you that. Because the Phillies are just amazing. I'm telling you, they're going to be amazing again. Because they're going to sign a big player, and everybody's going to be shocked about it. Yes, so I have seen a lot of rumors about Raul Ibanez. He's ready. He's ready to be. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the Yankee manager, but I have seen a lot of rumors about Raul Ibanez because he's looking to be a manager again. Upton already got re-signed by the Angels, so he's already done. He's already signed with them. So that's a big deal for them. So the Dodgers are trying to get a club option right now for Logan Forsythe, which I understand because Logan Forsythe is, I mean, he's pretty good, but he's getting old. He's getting old like everybody else. I mean, like everybody else that's looking to be on new teams. Like what I'm saying is like the old guys. They're trying to be good again because they want to look good so they can impress the teams and be signed by teams that are rich to pay them more money. And that's exactly what the old guys are looking at, like the older players in baseball are looking to do. They want to try and hit well or do well in baseball so the teams sign them for more money. That's exactly what the older guys in baseball want because obviously Brian McCann. Look at Brian McCann. He's older and he's looking real good out there and he wants more money. He's going to want more money, I'm telling you. The older players, that's what they look to do. That's what they're trying to do. But Boone Logan on the Indians got a declined option, so he's not going to get re-signed. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get re-signed at all. I remember Boone Logan, though. I think he had an injury one time. I was watching baseball one time. I remember watching baseball, and he had an injury. I don't remember what he had a bad injury in his arm or something, Boone Logan. I don't know what it was. But I was watching some YouTube video or something, and I saw him get hurt or something. But another big guy to talk about is Shohei Ohtani. Now, Shohei Ohtani is coming from Japan, so he's looking to be a Japanese. He's a Japanese pitcher. He's currently on the Nippon Ham Fighters, I think, in the Nippon Professional Baseball League. So he's looking to be a free agent this year or maybe next year for the MLB. And there's some big notes on him because he really is looking for a big payroll, and he's looking for big money when I come into the MLB. But if he waits one more year, he can get paid a lot more than what he will be getting paid if he signs this year. That's what I think he should wait and do. I mean, I want to see him come to the MLB earlier than that, but I think he should wait. Just for his sake, I think he should wait and go next year to be a free agent so he can get signed for more money. That's exactly what I would do, but I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know what his agents want him to do, but I think he wants to come to baseball this year, so that could be a big deal for. And there's other Japanese pitchers that are coming here as well. This guy, Kazuisha Makita is another Lions relief pitcher, Seibu Lions relief pitcher. That's another Nippon baseball team in the Nippon Professional Baseball League. So there's been a lot more of them trying to come to baseball, but a lot of them need to understand, like the people coming from different leagues, or like the Cuban League, or leagues out in South Korea or China. There could be leagues anywhere in the world. They need to understand that if they're young, they're not going to get signed for big money. If they wait a couple of years and they get a little older, they will get signed for big money because they're going to be looked at as very good players, and they're a little older, so they'll get signed for a lot of money. And I'm telling you, if Shohei Ohtani waits one more year, he's going to get signed to a $100 million contract. I'm telling you, or $100 million or more on his contract. I'm telling you. Because he's good. I'm telling you, they're going to see how good he is. Because he can only. They say he looks like he can only pitch, but he can hit too. I mean, if you watch his highlights, he can hit. He can hit the ball. I mean, that's what I'm saying about Shohei Ohtani. He can hit. He's amazing. Even at the plate, he's amazing. He could pitch amazing. He could hit amazing, and he could play the infield as well. I think he could play a couple positions like third base, shortstop, and second base. I would say he could. I think he could. So there's been a lot of rumors about him as well. I mean, he looks good. He looks like he could be either this year's top free agent or next year's top free agent because he's going to be the top free agent. Whatever team signs him is going to be real glad they got him because he looks great. I mean, I've never seen a pitcher come from Japan. He's going to be the next Nolan Ryan. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now he's going to be the next Nolan Ryan. If you don't believe me right now, you will believe me in a couple of years when you see how good he actually is. I'm telling you, he's the next Nolan Ryan. So, let's get into some hockey. Obviously, one guy to talk about right now, Connor McDavid. And that's obviously the one guy to talk about, Connor McDavid. Nothing else, Connor McDavid. Just kidding. But Connor McDavid, he has been dominant. I'll tell you that. Every highlight I watch of him, just dominant. And also, new guy. Well, he's not new. He's not new, actually. He's not new. Kucherov. Kucherov has had a great season so far on the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's been great. So, I mean, hockey's pretty good for most teams, but not the Rangers. I mean, we're 6-7-2. Not so good on the season for the Rangers. And we play the Blue Jackets tonight at 7 p.m. So, I mean, and it's in MSG. So, I mean, hopefully we can get a win. I mean, we did beat Florida the other day. I mean, Florida Panthers 5-4. But again, that was in overtime. I mean, we have struggles, but it's not that. I mean, Lundqvist is not looking so great. That's what the struggle is. It's the goalie. The goalie's not looking so great. Lundqvist isn't looking so great at all. I mean, I haven't seen a great game for Lundqvist. I mean, I guess the Tampa Bay Lightning game when we beat them 2-1, that was a good game as well. I mean, that was one of the best performances I've seen by the Rangers in a really long time here. They held their own against the Lightning, and that was good. And also, the Bruins play the Wild tonight. Not really a big game, but, I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, they have pretty much identical records there. Golden Knights, for their first season, are doing well. 9-4 in the season so far. Looking good for the Golden Knights. I mean, they play the Maple Leafs tonight in Air Canada Centre. So, I mean, hockey is pretty exciting right now for the expansion team because the Golden Knights look good. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. The Golden Knights are actually looking pretty good out there. 9-4 for their first season. They look good for an expansion team. I mean, if you just look at the standings here, I mean, Ottawa, pretty good team again. Lightning's doing pretty good besides that loss that they had against the Rangers. But they're doing good because of Kucherov and there are other guys out there. They look good. I mean, Lightning is good. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry, I'm just getting notifications here. One team, I mean, I've been impressed with is the New Jersey Devils, which have a pretty good record right now. And I don't really like the Devils, but I've been impressed with how they're doing. I don't really like them though. They lead the Metropolitan Division right now, and that's just crazy. But I mean, I can't believe they actually are leading the Metropolitan Division because they weren't great in the past couple of years, but the Rangers are 6-7, 6-7-2 as I said before. They are 7th in the Metropolitan Division. They are not doing so great. They're right above Carolina. I mean it's not great. I mean I'm just not impressed with the Rangers. I mean they get wins here and there, but they're not doing that great this season. I don't mean to bring that disappointment to this team, but it's we could be a little better out there. The defense could be a little better out there, allowing a lot of goals. I mean, we are allowing a lot of goals out there. It's just not good. I mean, there's games here and there, like the Lightning game, where we didn't let up that many goals, but Lundqvist hasn't looked the same as he doesn't look that good, and that is, I mean, I can understand it to a certain point because he's getting older. And I completely get it. I completely get why Lundqvist isn't doing that great. And it's because he's old. I mean, there's nothing... It's age, his age is kicking in. It's starting to kick in, and that's probably why he's not doing so great. But get another goalie then. I mean, that's the main thing, get another goalie. If he's not doing that great, get another goalie. That's what I'm saying, But that's really it, guys. I mean, NHL, NBA, NFL. I talked about all of them so far, what's going on currently. But one more thing about the NFL, one more thing about the MLB. Great World Series, I'll tell you that. Great World Series, entertaining World Series. It went to 7. No, it didn't go to 7. That's surprising, guys. I actually don't know. To be honest, I'm positive. But Jock Peterson opened up in the World Series. I'll tell you that. A lot of hating for Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson did well for himself, but great World Series. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it was 7 games. I was right. 7 games. It went 7 games. We knew this was going to be 7 games. I had a feeling 7 games. Houston's going to win it. It was either Houston or Dodgers. I knew it was going to be Houston or Dodgers. Well, obviously, Houston or Dodgers in Game 7. I didn't think it was going to be like a sweep or I thought it was going to be like a Game 7, like it always is. I feel like World Series is always a Game 7. Most of them are. I feel like I've seen mostly Game 7s for World Series. Last year, that was a great World Series last year. I think, and people are labeling this as a great World Series, like this is the greatest World Series ever in the past couple of years. But I don't think it was. I think the last year's World Series was the greatest World Series in a long time that I've seen because it was just back to back. It was back and forth. It was like a seesaw. It was like Rajai Davis hits the 2-run home run. It's tied again. It's just insane. They have taken the lead. It's just insane. Dexter Fowler let it off with a home run. It was just insane. It was just crazy. Everything was so entertaining about that World Series, and that was just the thing about it. The World Series is really entertaining, but this wasn't the best World Series in a long time. This wasn't the best one. I will say the Chicago Cubs World Series with the Cleveland Indians was one of the best World Series I've seen in a long time. I'll tell you that. I will admit that. But this World Series wasn't as great as that World Series. It didn't have the magic to it. It didn't have the moments to it as that World Series did. Because both of those teams had long droughts of the World Series, especially the Cubs. They needed to win a World Series. Both of those teams were desperate to win a World Series. And that was the World Series of a lifetime, because two of the teams with the longest droughts play each other in the World Series. When do you ever see that? That's just amazing. And it goes to 7 games. It goes back and forth. That's why I don't think this World Series can compare to that World Series. Because that World Series was great. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but that World Series was amazing. I don't know why people are comparing this World Series to that World Series. Because that World Series cannot be compared to this World Series. 2016 cannot be compared to 2017 World Series. I'll tell you that. No way. Anyway, one more thing I'm going to get into here before I leave here. Obviously, I know if you're not a Met fan, you're not going to care about this, but I care about this. I'm going to talk about this right now. Mets are setting to turn to free agency. Finally, you think about it, right? Right, Sandy Alderson? Aren't you going to think to turn attention to your free agents now? Come on. This is the first time I've seen an article about the Mets. Mets set to turn attention to free agency. That's what it says here. It says Mets set to turn attention to free agency. For once, they turn their attention to the free agents. When we brought back Cespedes, that was a good deal. But that was the only thing we did. We don't do much. We got to turn our attention more to the free agents. And I finally am seeing an article about this, and I'm really shocked. Because I'm going to talk about a couple free agents that we should sign. Mike Moustakas, third base. We need a third baseman. Are we ready? We're already saying, Asdrubal Cabrera is going to be our starting third baseman. We re-signed him. Now we're saying he's going to be our third baseman. I don't want Asdrubal Cabrera to be our third baseman. I want Mike Moustakas, who we need to sign. We need to sign Mike Moustakas. If you want to turn your attention to the free agents, sign Mike Moustakas, and that's what we need to do. I'm serious. We need to sign Mike Moustakas. So, I mean, we need to sign Mike Moustakas, and we need to sign some younger players. I mean, some new players that can help us win. Not players that are going to make us lose. You know, Lorenzo Cain would be a great player to sign as well. Lorenzo Cain is good. I mean, another good player to sign. If they turn their attention toward him as well, and Mike Moustakas, would be a great team again. I mean, and we need to work on our pitching. That's the only other thing. We should have signed Doug Fister mid-year, but we didn't. But, I mean, it's not great, you know. So that's really it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream, and I'll be back with more live streams. I just wanted to get this one out to you guys. And it's my first in a long time, and I will get to more soon this upcoming winter and more because the NHL season is going to be rolling on, and NBA, NFL, all the football, hockey, and basketball will be rolling on, and plus the free agency, the off season of the MLB will be rolling on. So I'll get into more of that, but for now, I'll see you guys later. It's been Sportscaster 48. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.